Welcome back. Elon Musk has unveiled Tesla's long-promised self-driving cab, the robo-taxi, this after a 10-year wait. Let's take a look at it. It's got two winged doors and no steering wheel or pedals. This is a prototype, but Musk said the production will start in 2026 with testing in California and Texas next year. Now, he also showed off a robo-van. This is a self-driving van capable of carrying up to 20 people. Well, let's speak to Dan Sodergren, AI and technology expert and author. Hello to you, Dan.
Hello there.
Hi. So we've had a long wait for this robo-taxi. What's new about it? What's different about it? Because we have heard there are self-driving cars already out there.
Well, absolutely. That's a great question. I do talks about keynote talks around AI and the future of work, and classic. Obviously, other keynote speakers are available, but as it's the BBC. But the point really is that Elon Musk is brilliant at that self-promotion, that PR exercise, and of course, he's captured the world's imagination here. But let's be fair, robo-taxis are a huge market already, and they're worth about £1 billion from turnover points right now. There are lots of places in China you've been able to do this for several years. So places like, or companies like Apollo Go and Pony AI that people may not have heard of, and lots of others. These things have been running for a very long time. The robo-taxi market is going to be worth something like £66 billion by 2030. So yeah, it's a huge market. But yeah, Elon is not the first of this by any stretch of the imagination. And let's not kid ourselves, of course. What he showed us wasn't necessarily even working. Wasn't really working on a 5G connection. And as he said, it was all done on a kind of Hollywood set. So, he's just showing us the future. But actually, the future is already here in places like China.
And yet, Dan, here we all are talking about it. But in all seriousness, what is interesting? What do we take out of this? What potentially could it tell us about the way things are going?
Well, this is the exciting thing, though. This is the thin edge of the wedge. I mean, Elon's brilliant at kind of not necessarily founding these companies, but certainly getting behind them. And I'm not necessarily a fan of his, but you can't argue with the fact that he has, several companies worth, billions of pounds, right? He has the companies that will make the batteries for these things. He's got the solar power. He's got all these things. And I suppose this is why it's exciting about the future, is that if he can really get this cyber cab, or robo-taxi, as I like to call it, rather than just calling it what he wants, to the market, and it can cost $30,000, this actually changes everything. Because if you think about it, if you can have a robo-taxi, your car can basically start making money for you. And if it's only £30,000, well, you might be able to recoup the money from the car itself whilst you're asleep or whilst you're at work. It can be making money for you. Now, you could recoup your money back in maybe a couple of years. That fundamentally changes everything around the whole point of, technology, not just in logistics and robotaxi, but really gets us all thinking about if you can own bits of kit which can start accumulating you money whilst you sleep, it would be an amazing future. And I think maybe that's the bit that he's not saying out loud. But at that price point, it means that actually everybody can start moving into the logistics world, which I think will be fascinating.
Get into the question of, is it going to take people's jobs, though? But also, we were showing those pictures there of the robots that he showed off as well, which to me looked a little bit terrifying, far too much shades of Terminator. Tell me what the point of those were. There they go. There they go. They're there. They're walking.
Well, of course, I mean, this is the thing, is that anything that human beings are doing, as the cyber cab, doesn't have a way of computers. Oh, sorry, doesn't have a way of a human being be involved. It's all going to be on computers. Same again with these idea robots. Robotics is going to become a huge thing, of course, not only in logistics, but also in things like healthcare, etc. But of course, the real thing is, will human beings accept them? Will the next generation allow them? Or will people, of course, think they're terrifying and Terminator-esque? And I always have a bit of it's always a double-edged sword, isn't it, with technology? The future is an exciting place. But let's be fair, sometimes you've got to think about who has the power. So kind of who controls the robots. But I don't want to be too negative about it. But it's certainly fascinating how Elon Musk is seeing the future. It might just be not as many humans are involved as perhaps I would like.
Is Elon Musk controlling the robots? That's what we need to know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've got to remember, of course, he does have his own AI, of course. And that's one of the great advantages for this cyber cab, is that it's going to be powered by an AI system that's already got all the Tesla clever stuff involved as well. So it does have a huge advantage. And you've got to remember, of course, he also owns a company called Neuralink, which puts microchips potentially in the back of people's heads as well. And he also has all that wonderful data from X, which is why he bought Twitter. So, and he's also got his own supercomputer called Grok. So he's in a very, very advantageous position for this future of work and the fifth industrial revolution. The question really is should one person have so much power? Because if power corrupts and absolute power corrupts, absolutely, we could be in trouble. I hope he isn't controlling the robots, by the way. I hope one person isn't controlling the robots. That would be terrifying.
Dan, on that note, we'll have to leave it. Really good to talk to you. Dan Sodergren, AI and technology expert and author. Thank you. Now,